Most people come to Yosemite to shoot the massive, dramatic rock faces, but today I'm trying to follow in the philosophies of Ansel Adams to find the gentle, silent interplay where that soft light touches the landscape. It's very unusual to get the chance to be in a place which captures your imagination and your emotions at exactly the same time. And this place does that, albeit at different frequencies. And this has always been a kind of lifelong ambition to come to this place, to see it. But nothing prepared me. Nothing prepared me for how intensive this place is. And I think as a child, had I known the profound effect that this place as a location was going to have on me, then I probably would have made some concerted efforts as a young man and adult to come here much sooner. Now this is an area that Ansel Adams popularised, both in the media and now in the art of photography. And in some ways I think he shaped and popularised landscape photography in some way as well. And incredible that he used to look at this place with a 5.4 or a 10.8 large format camera and capture it the way that he did. Now it's very rare for a location to teach a photographer anything about landscape photography, but this place does that. And I think it manages to do that because it's oxymoronical in nature. It's both dominant and submissive. It's loud and peaceful, all at the same time. And there's a definite feeling of being overwhelmed in this place. But that feeling of being overwhelmed turns into a narrative that it's rude to stare somehow, which causes your eyes to come away from the very obvious things to the more gentle, the smaller corners of this place. And it's here where you start noticing the texture, the contrast, the interplay of shadows, lights on darks and darks on lights, as well as picking up movement. And it's these very things here from that subliminal message that will change the way that I approach this over the next 3 days. So it's really important when you're in a place like this that it's not about the location. It's hard, but it's really important that you keep this about your landscape photography. And that ensures that you apply the same ethos to your work as you would be if you weren't in such a dramatic place such as this. It's really key, and it's so easy to get hooked into running off to these key big dramatic locations without looking at the little snippets where what's in frame, I don't like using the word composition, what's in frame works well. And then start looking at contrasting details, the flow of a scene. I'm just looking up here. Well, I'm looking up here at a great big massive waterfall, and it's very obvious to shoot. But I'm looking up back here where I've got a tree line. I've got some light catching some massive rocks, and I've got some snow hills behind that with moody clouds and skies behind it. And that's the thing that I might go and shoot actually, rather than the very obvious 400 metre, 1200 foot waterfall to my left. You're right. I'll show you here what I'm seeing though. So this is actually what I'm seeing here. And these are the big faces here that we're looking at. Let me darken that off for you a little bit. And then the tree line just intersecting the frame here up to the right hand corner. But then I spoke about the snow from the fresh dump of snow last night, bang in the middle of frame there. And I think that if I come a little bit wider here, let's just put this on here, if I come wider, we can get some of these trees in here. We've got this line coming up to the right hand top corner, and then we've got some lovely contrast between the trees in the middle of frame there and the bleached out cliff face behind. But it's really that promontory there that I was looking at. It's this one here, right in the middle of frame now. How that was catching light, all catching light just now, but if we look above, there's quite a lot of clouds starting to build now. Just as things start to melt off. So that creates some opportunity to create some gaps in the clouds so that we can start isolating whatever we want here. And hopefully it's just a case of waiting here to try and intensify the light on that noob, just as is happening up above now on that part there. You see how that's brighter than everything else? So there's clearly a bit more sun getting through there, and I just want to try and wait to see if I can get that happening. Just in the same way that that part over there behind me is catching the light on account of a gap in the clouds. So what I'm actually watching here is that even since I shot that last piece of the camera, that cloud in the middle there, it's changing shape and it's growing all the time. What's quite cool here is the big white cloud in the middle of that valley, and we've got like a ring of blue before the dark grey moody clouds are sitting above it. I'll maybe just leave this running for a little while to see if we can record how that cloud is changing shape. Now, when it comes to your choices of what you choose to shoot, I don't think that there's such a thing as right and wrong decisions. I think there's only right outcomes. I don't think, though, that the right outcome is only based on you taking your best photograph, but more the experience and the memory of having been in a place. A good friend of mine, who's both a professional photographer but also a Hollywood actor, recently produced what's probably the most inspirational, humbling and meaningful photography videos I've ever watched. In the video he talks about you don't take a photograph to own it. You take a photograph to revisit it once the memory of that place is long gone. That surely is the best outcome that anyone could wish for. So these are some of the dynamics that I was trying to catch. And it's creating some lovely highlights on here. So the further the light comes round here, the less contrasty they will be for a little while. It's very busy here, and consequently very hard to stand in line and take photographs. And these dappled clouds are causing some lovely moments here. And just in the middle of frame now, we've got Half Dome Rock. over the left hand side we've got El Capitan. Now I'm tempted to say that this here is actually a sunset location, if it were not for the fact that we've got dappled clouds in the sky. This is as wide as I can go here, but I can get that in. And I think you'll agree that's just simply out of this world, but I'm looking forward to shooting tonight. After that shoot from yesterday, finishing up at the incredible tunnel view, I can't leave tunnel view only having shot it the once. So before I leave, I need to revisit it again, as these are the types of locations that change dramatically based on lighting conditions. But reflecting on the wider shoot down in the valley yesterday, I don't think that I've ever felt as alive with the camera in my hand as I did yesterday. I was meant to be here. Now, only a couple of times in my photographic career have I been overwhelmed by any location that I've been in. My first time was in Rome, Italy. And yesterday was the second. So it is my intent to turn my back on the very obvious stuff here for a bit, head to that path slightly less travelled, so that I can see this place without distractions and with my eyes wide open, and just see how this place interacts with the light. Back up to tunnel view for a sunset shot tonight, and there's just been a downpour of hail and rain, which is making it quite dark and moody. And as you can see, I've got a gap in the clouds on one of the far mountains beyond Half Dome behind me. I will show you though, there are about 50 photographers here in a couple of workshops, so I'll probably do all my talking to camera here and then just take a shot. So this will likely be a bit of a trade-off, that as the temperature lowers, that mist should increase. But the lower the temperature goes, it's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to start then losing the light that's up. On this mountain here, it's already starting to disappear. Now, not only do I enjoy taking photographs of myself, I enjoy watching other people enjoying their time and their experience by the way that they take photographs as well. Because in a place like this, you never know who you're going to brush shoulders with. This is Alex Noriega. Alex is a really well-known photographer and a previous winner of the International Landscape Photographer of the Year award. But this guy here, well, we're in for a bit of a treat here.
Where are you from?
From the north of Scotland.
Oh, nice, nice.
Now, I've walked unwittingly into this interaction here, and it's at this precise moment that I've just realised who it is I've just met. The photographs that you get on your shoots, they're inconsequential to the experiences and the memories provided by the shoot itself. Long after I've forgotten about the photographs and the settings I used to get them, I'll remember meeting this chap. in the same way that when I review the photographs in many years to come, it'll bring back everything that I experienced here. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet none other than Mr. William Neill, a world-renowned master photographer and a real legend in landscape photography. Widely recognised for both his work, but also as the prodigy of Ansel Adams himself. We've still got some light on the mountain at the top. If we can get that light to track as the sun goes this way, hopefully the light will track towards Half Dome, and that would be ideal. As it goes down, that light source, if it remains buoyant, should start turning towards the magenta spectrum as well. So we can see here that a gap in the clouds obviously exists, as it's lighting up the whole side of this mountain here, in addition now to Half Dome. So the patience has paid off and worked out here. And this middle of frame here was duller, but it's getting brighter again. So I'm going to put this down, stop talking, and start shooting again. Now that's me only halfway through this shoot in National Park of Yosemite, and there's images everywhere here, irregardless of light. It's simply astounding. And sometimes though, when you're traveling across the world, wherever you are taking photographs, it's not always about the imagery. Quite often it's about the people that you meet along the way as well. And I had the pleasure last night of meeting William Neill. And William Neill is a bit of a legend actually in landscape photography, intimate landscapes as well. Now he exhibits in the Ansel Adams gallery over here with Adams approved work, and interesting story, he was friends with and worked with Ansel Adams back in the 80s. So such a privilege to meet a legend like that, lovely guy. His work is superb, simply incredible. Right, I'm going to have to carry on because, as I say, I'm only halfway through this shoot. Lots more to see and lots more to capture as well. I'll see you soon. No sooner have I stopped this, there's another shot just appeared because of the light. And no sooner had I done that talk to camera than I see the side light branches and the new green foliage catching the light from the side as the sun comes up behind. And in addition to this here, we've got some, if I can see what I'm doing here, because it's so bright, we've got this conifer here on the left hand side catching as well. And I would probably stop this image just short of the top of that tree, but then to the right of this as well, we've also got a conifer here, and you can see at the top there just catching light as well. And this is all set against the suggestion of woods at the back. You can just see the trunks of the trees behind, but as I say, it's a mere suggestion because the dramatic or the main focus point here is actually the parts which are highlighted. What struck me first here was the strength of these conifers racing to the top of this monolith behind. And it's difficult to capture this as the side light and the mist is creating a natural highlighted blooms here without filtration. And amongst all of the muscularity here, The softness exaggerates both the conifers to the right, but also the vertical lines here of the trees to the left, and even more striking, the trifecta of all three set against a rock face, uniquely Yosemite. I've walked along this trail here, initially wanting to catch this tree, but then looking at the stand of trees again backlit here. And there's a tiny bit of backlit just through there, but we've got some shadowing here, which I'll try and bring down for you a little bit, and a shadow from the sun coming over that mountain. So I want to try and take this as a bit of a high key image. I don't even think I'll try and contain the highlights, to be honest. But this is quite gentle. This is nice. The play of the mist and the morning light from the side here creates a palette really similar to an impressionist painting or a watercolour even. It's delicate, it's magnetic, and it really draws you in. Now, it's not my normal thing, but we should never be stuck in our ways enough to be afraid to try something new. So today is the last day for shooting here in Yosemite Valley, and there has been a plan here. The first day was to scout around and shoot what dramatic, impactful locations I could find, never having seen them before, and it changes the way that you look at the scene. The second one was to hone that down a little bit and become a little bit more intimate. Yesterday, more intimacy, some abstracts and tighter in shots. And then today, well, day 4, this is long exposure on water, but not waterfalls. So these next set of shots, I would actually describe them as they're so simple, I'm actually going to describe them as snapshots. So I've seen a spot here, and what I'm going to end up doing is climbing up on this log and climbing down this log here that you can just see middle of frame. The water's deep here though, it's probably about 2 meters, and then I'm going to climb through all this mess. I'm going to hop up in this log here, and I'm going to probably take my space at 1, 2, the third log up, which is just in the right of frame there, just to the left of that. And that way I can get a free and encumbered view of the river from out there. So I'll be perched on here. This is the environment here that I'm in here. And with this here, I can hopefully then get a free view, because I don't like this log, it's too big, it's at the wrong angle, of the valley, but take this long exposure, but use the sandbar, which is over the other side, as a bit of a kind of grounding spot in bottom right frame. And it's actually pretty sketchy up here because it's badly worn. So that's me now. On this part, I'm just going to set up down here to see what I can see. I've got phones and batteries and goodness knows what else on me, and I do not want to lose this camera. And this is what lies for me on the other side here, and you can see just how green this water is. And we've got moving water here, and there's that sandbar that I talked about. But if I spring really wide here, this is kind of what I'm seeing, and this is going to be the frame. So my right side of frame will be on right side of frame there, then my left side of frame will probably be in and around there, but quite stunning. I wanted to take this early while we've got the sun on the left hand side. It's shining from the left hand side rather than the right. It's probably the right way for this actually, this one, because that way it's shining on the cliff face with some texture as well. And so some of the stuff that I really love with this one is the water running left to right here. But then over here we've got a little V running left to right and right to left to that point there. We've also got quite a bit of tidal stream in the middle there. But then in the far distance we've got this lovely colour, as we have with the reflections in the water here. So that's the shoot for here done. And now the hard part is to get off here without falling with all this stuff. My pockets are full of gear as well, and without getting wet. How do I do this? Make sure the camera is on tight. And then use this as a crutch, I guess. Well, I'm up and I'm off. I'm looking forward to seeing that one particularly in post. Now this place isn't reserved for the big obvious stuff in isolation. There's something else quite calming here. It's the sounds, the sights, the silence and the smells of this place that gets me, and that's where the context for your shot comes from. And this is a simple study of the strangest of things in frame. The sounds of the trees and the wind and the gentle water in the river here. The movement of the water and its diverging lines making its way downstream. Now I'm not sure if you've seen notice someone in a crowd really famous where you bend your neck and you go up on your tiptoes to get a better look. Well, you do that here as well to get a better look at these massive monolithic sentries. Now, whilst I'm really lucky to be in a place such as this, we actually have blue sky today. And as you know, I don't usually shoot in blue sky. However, up above us, whilst it's blue sky, I mean, the scenery here, first of all, is just absolute world class, and shouldn't be picking holes in this, but we do have, as I say, a blue sky here. But there is a very thin veil of white cloud up here as well. And we can see some white clouds coming in from the left-hand side of frame here. And I can actually use these as my volume switch because they are moving today. And if they're moving today, then I can use them to my best advantage to try and mute some of this high contrast I'm getting. But what I've got here is I've got a scene with these big massive dappled light. You can see the dappled light on these just now with the cloud. And this is the effect that the cloud has got on the landscape. So I'm going to try and use this to my advantage to try and take this shot here with the water in the foreground, and probably even use that log as a bit of foreground interest. This is really nice. Just as I stood to take that shot there, the sun, which is over here, top left of frame, has come out in full, but I'm waiting now on this cloud here which is tracking towards the sun. Okay. When this is about to happen, I'm not watching the scene because I know what I've got framed up. I'm simply watching the effect of the dappling on the cliff face, and that will be my signal to shoot. Nearly there. Now I have heaps of photographs and video footage still to show, but I'm going to have to start thinking about wrapping this up because I'm at 29 minutes 40 seconds. And it's almost like somebody's made this to take a photograph of. This is just
how it is. It's beautiful.
I've taken over 30 photographs here, which is really unusual for me, but that tells you quite a lot. So it's just got to do this manually. Okay, and then I'll take this onto live view. It isn't the photographs, however, that the important component to any shoot. It's the experiences of everything that you've been lucky enough to witness. And this should manifest itself then in images which mean something to you. That's the important part. Best demonstrated right here. So this is probably the last shot of the day, and this is the little bridge which you can just see in there, and above this is Half Dome. And Half Dome is wearing its hat tonight. I couldn't leave without taking this. And it's the best time of the day to take this, probably, just a little bit early. But to try and line up that bridge there properly, and the mountain or the peak behind, logic says I should be down under here somewhere. But I did have a look, and I cannot get to the water's edge without going in. I maybe should go in, but I'm just going to take this from here, which is high up on the bank, underexpose it a little bit, and then just start picking out the highlights on this green, not to detract from the star of the show behind. Now, clouds are composition elements. I'm waiting for that little white cloud to go right between these two trees. That cloud there, and between these two trees here. And then on to deal with this one. So I'll take 50% here, lock it on, and that's me. 8-second exposure, enough to soften the water. And then I can play around with filters, and that looks actually pretty nice. That's job done, I think. Now I'm actually on my way back to the Airbnb for the evening in this place. Well, I thought I was done, and this place is the gift that keeps on giving. As subtle as this may appear, it was the gentle light underneath the bridge reflected off the water that got me to stop the car. Thanks for watching, everyone, wherever you are. Until next time, you get out, you take care, you keep shooting, have fun, and just make sure you focus on the experience of being in a place, being the thing that creates the photographs that mean something to you. Until then, cheerio.